Archangel Michael says the hour has arrived for truth to step forward, steady and bright. Your daughter walks through a corridor of heavy air, and you can almost hear the hush of unseen wings guiding her steps. Tonight your voice will become the bridge she needs to cross. A shadow has trailed her for days like a low cloud over a warm field. It carries old memories, harsh opinions, and the sting of expectations that never met her tenderness. She has swallowed silence so long that her throat aches with words. You think you know the whole road she walks, yet parts of it bend behind closed doors and whispered hallways. She smiles to keep the house calm and the world comfortable. Inside she gathers tiny sparks, hoping one of them will become a lantern. There is a boy or a man she is supposed to speak to, a figure whose name is simple yet heavy. Talk to him after hearing this because his role in the pattern matters more than you think. He stands near a turning point like a watchman who has forgotten why he stays awake. A message has been circling her, a rumor that presses like a thumbprint on soft wax. It is not only about reputation but about the weight she carries when eyes follow her. The air around her tastes of graphite and late-night apologies. You see her phone glow and dim, a tide that never rests. You see unread messages pile like dry leaves at a doorstep. You see how she stares at the ceiling to count the spaces between her thoughts. When she stands at the mirror, she chooses a brave face as if it were a jacket left on the edge of a chair. She opens the door with perfect posture so no one notices the trembling. Her courage is real, yet courage is not the absence of fear. There is a place she goes in her mind where the floorboards do not creak. In that place she keeps a small box of promises she once made to herself. Lately she wonders which ones still fit her hands. You have asked her how she is and she has answered with a word that floats like a leaf on a deep river. The river holds more than the leaf can say. She needs a new word, and you can give it to her by how you listen. Tonight you will stand beside her without rushing to fix or to judge. You will let her finish each sentence and watch how the last one lands. You will make space for the truth to sit down and remove its shoes. The person you must talk to waits at the edge of this story like a gate left slightly open. He may be a teacher, a mentor, a friend of the family, or the father who loves her with quiet hands. His presence in the conversation will steady the table and keep the plates from sliding. Reach out to him after you listen to her because alignment is a form of protection. When caring adults agree on light, the shadows grow fewer places to hide. A united circle is a safe room with many windows. There is a pressure on her chest that is not always medical and not always harmless. It is the burden of having to be everything for everyone while she learns to be herself. The burden dissolves when clear boundaries become a shared promise. She has been judged by snapshots that do not show the edges of the frame. People speak as if a moment were a whole biography. You will remind her that a life is written in chapters, not captions. If paperwork is needed, sign it with the calm of a lighthouse keeper. If appointments must be made, treat them as lanterns rather than alarms. Administrative courage is a quiet miracle that children recognize. The street she walks is safer when her schedule is known and her route is respected. Map the pattern of her days like a gentle cartographer. Safety is a set of small decisions repeated until the worry runs out of places to grow. She carries a talent that wants to breathe, and it pulls at her like a tide. The gift is not meant to impress the world but to express the truth she cannot swallow. Give her time, tools, and patient applause that does not demand a performance. If she has friends who burn her fingers, cool them with distance and kindness. If she has friends who braid her hair with hope, invite them in for tea. The company around her becomes the weather within her. You worry about the words that others have used like thorns. Trim what you can and teach her how to pull the rest without breaking the skin. Healing is patient craftsmanship performed by loving hands. The house tonight should breathe like a sanctuary. Let the lights be warm, the corners uncluttered, and the door easy to open. A safe room teaches the body that the world can be trusted again. When you speak to her, start with the truth you know and the hope you hold. Tell her the world will not close when she opens her mouth. Tell her you will stay through the entire sentence and the silence after. Ask her what she needs without turning the question into a test, then answer with action that matches your promise. Prepare her favorite tea even if she does not ask. Place a blanket across her knees the way moonlight places itself across water. You will tell her about the plan, simple and strong as a wooden chair. Tonight you listen, tomorrow you connect, and the day after you follow up. Routine becomes a rope that steadies the climb. When you talk to him, the one who stands near the turning point, carry clarity and compassion like twin lanterns. Share what she wants shared and hold what she wants held. Agreement on respect becomes the floor under every future step. If he has made mistakes, let accountability be firm without cruelty. If he has tried to help, let gratitude speak without making him a hero. The point is not punishment or praise but a path that leads forward. Keep a written record of what matters so memories do not tangle. Dates and times are stitches that hold fabric in place. A calm notebook is often stronger than a loud voice. If professional support is needed, treat it as wisdom and not as failure. Skilled listeners are bridges over water that once felt too wide. Your willingness to walk across first will inspire her to follow. She may feel shame that does not belong to her. Lift it gently the way one lifts a coat from a tired child. Put that coat where it belongs and close the closet door. Tell her the truth about boundaries, that they are not walls but gardens. A gate can open and close without apology. The path through a garden is clear because the gardener is clear. Your home will slowly return to its original music. The tempo will be slower and kinder, and the lyrics will sound like names spoken with care. This is how peace often begins, in a single room with a single promise kept. There will be hours when doubt knocks like rain against the window. Sit with her and count the steady beats until the sky clears. Rain is not the end of a story when the roof is strong. She needs to hear about the future in ordinary terms. Tell her about breakfast tomorrow, about the bus route, about the walk to the gate. Grounding turns fear into something the feet can carry. Let her phone become a tool rather than a tyrant. Together you will choose what enters her pockets and what stays outside her hands. Digital kindness is a boundary you can teach with practice. If an apology is owed, teach her how to give it without erasing herself. If an apology is due to her, teach her how to receive it without taking back the hurt. Forgiveness is a door that opens when both hinges are cared for. Create a small ritual for courage when she leaves the house. 3 deep breaths at the door, a hand on the heart, and a sentence that points to daylight. Rituals make bravery easier to find. Keep watch over the nights, not with fear but with presence. Presence is the lamp on the windowsill and the chair near the hallway. Presence says that love is awake even when the street is quiet. When you speak to family, choose one listener at a time. Too many ears can turn truth into theater. Intimacy protects the message from noise. Buy a notebook for her that does not demand perfection. Let the first page carry a gentle sentence about her worth. Let the rest fill with ink that learns to breathe. If she must face consequences for choices she regrets, frame them as lessons and not labels. A lesson is a bridge to better days. A label is a lock on a door that should remain open. Celebrate small wins like warm bread on an ordinary table. The first honest sentence, the first calm afternoon, the first night of deep sleep are victories. Let celebration be quiet, frequent, and sincere. Teach her that saying no is a way of saying yes to herself. Teach her that leaving a room can be a form of wisdom. Teach her that love does not require her to shiver outside her own door. You will keep your own strength nourished so you can nourish hers. Eat well, rest, and take your walks even when the sky seems low. Caregivers are lanterns that need fuel. Place her favorite photo where sunlight can find it. Place her accomplishments where her eyes can meet them in the morning. Arrange the house the way you arrange a kind sentence, with care at the beginning and warmth at the end. Speak to him after hearing her because coordination is a promise. The teacher, the counselor, the mentor, or the father figure will honor her voice when you model how. Together you will draw a circle on the calendar where safety gathers. Some parts of the road will remain private, and that is healthy. Privacy is not secrecy when trust stands watch. Let her hold what is hers while you hold what is yours. If the past reaches forward with old hands, greet it with today's strength. Yesterday cannot rewrite its pages when today holds the pen. The narrative belongs to the one who is writing. When the morning comes, open the curtains and let the room remember light. Make breakfast slowly so the air can relax. Tell her that daylight loves her in ordinary ways. You will keep watch for the quiet victories that look like nothing to strangers. A full notebook page, a voicemail returned, a boundary respected are quiet fireworks. Quiet fireworks still illuminate the sky. Return to this message when doubt begins to whisper again. Read it aloud in a calm voice so the walls can learn it too. Every repetition makes the path easier to find. Archangel Michael says your care is the shelter, your words are the railing, and your presence is the map. The storm is real but not endless, powerful but not final. The road ahead will open with every step you take together. When you feel alone, remember the room is full of gentle witnesses. Some of them breathe and drink tea, and some of them are light without bodies. All of them keep the watch with you. Tonight is for listening and soft plans. Tomorrow is for coordination and calm action. The day after is for reviewing and reinforcing what worked. Speak to him and invite him to stand with you on the same side of the line. Speak with steadiness and clarity so the ground knows your decision. Speak with kindness so the outcome knows your hope. Your daughter will feel the shift before she can name it. She will notice that the air holds her without pushing. She will notice that her feet are not alone on the path. There will be setbacks that try to convince you that progress never happened. Keep a record so truth can correct the rumor. A single page can out-argue a long memory when the facts are written with care. Hold the house in steadiness while she learns to trust her own voice. Doors will open in their proper time. Windows will welcome air that smells like new plans. Let music return to quiet rooms because music teaches breath. Let laughter return to the kitchen because laughter washes glass. Let silence return to the hallway because silence holds meaning when it is not made of fear. You are not required to perform miracles to be a miracle in her life. You are required to show up, listen, and choose light. These are the 3 steps that carry a household from night into morning. Your voice will become a place she can live in for a while. Your eyes will become mirrors that show her not what she fears but what she is. Your hands will move ordinary objects into positions that feel like care. When she falters, you will not turn the moment into a verdict. You will turn it into a rest stop where water is offered and shoes are retied. Then you will walk again at a pace that honors breath. Archangel Michael says the path of protection is built with simple stones. Each stone is a conversation, a plan, a boundary, a check-in, a shared meal. Step by step you will build a road that leads away from harm and toward the bright field. Place this message near the heart of the home like a map pinned to a corkboard. Read it again when the house goes quiet. Read it again when the house wakes up. Speak to him now that you have listened, and let your calm lead the way. He will hear what matters because you will say what matters. The circle around your daughter will hold. Finally, sit with her and let the night be a friend. Let the clock count blessings instead of worries. Let the last word be love because love is the language the morning understands. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $20. Archangel Michael says the door you open tonight is not only for comfort, it is for calibration. Your words will set the compass and her steps will find the path. Keep the needle steady by returning to calm truth again and again. If a meeting must happen, plan it like a gentle tide that comes in and goes out. Begin with what is known, state what is needed, and agree on next steps you can measure. End with a time to check in so the promise stays warm. Write a short note for her pocket that carries a sentence of belonging. Paper can hold courage when nerves forget the script. Quiet reminders travel well through crowded days. Build a safety plan the way sailors fold a map. List the names she can call, the places she can go, and the words that unlock help. Keep it simple enough to remember when the mind is loud. Choose a code word that means, "Come now," without raising alarm. Practice it once in a calm room so it becomes muscle memory. Let the whole household know that this word outranks everything else. If school or work is part of the landscape, align with the adults who care. A counselor, a teacher, or a supervisor can be a watchtower. Tell them only what serves her dignity and safety. Review transportation with practical eyes. Know the routes, the timings, and the backup plans that keep gaps from turning into risks. A well-lit path is often the first kindness. Organize her digital world like a well-tended garden. Remove what harms, keep what nourishes, and fence what must be private. Teach her that privacy is a kindness she gives herself. If messages arrive that bruise, capture them without replaying them to her spirit. Screenshots can become evidence, but they do not need to become echoes. Documentation should serve healing, not haunt it. Consider professional guidance the way you consider a skilled artisan. Therapists, pediatricians, and legal advisors craft solutions with careful hands. Invite them when the problem requires tools you do not own. When memories crowd her, anchor her in the near and real. Describe the chair she sits on, the warmth of her tea, the pattern on the rug. Grounding brings the body back from far rooms. Create a ritual for endings so heavy days can close. A short walk, a warm bath, or a simple stretch teaches the mind to dim its lamps. Night deserves a gentle ceremony. Prepare words for the conversation with him so steadiness leads. Speak in clear sentences that begin with what you observed, what she prefers, and what you expect. Leave drama outside the door and let dignity do the talking. If he needs direction, give it like a road sign and not a siren. Precision reduces conflict because it assigns action, not blame. You are asking for a posture, a boundary, a schedule, and a promise. Keep your tone like a level beam of light. Firmness does not require volume, and respect does not require surrender. The message will arrive when the voice is balanced. Plan small celebrations that feel like fresh air without becoming a stage. A shared meal, a quiet movie, a short drive at sunset can be enough. Joy is medicine when it is unforced. Rearrange one corner of her room so the present feels new. A plant near the window, a new pillowcase, a tiny lamp can change the weather. Small changes whisper that time is moving forward. Name what she does well in the language of craft. She organizes, she notices, she practices, she endures. Skills carry a person farther than compliments that vanish. If the past tries to negotiate, let the present be your lawyer. The terms you choose today protect the days that follow. Contract your life to safety and peace. Set an evening for a shared inbox cleanup so unseen clutter stops tugging at her mood. Each deleted message is a leaf swept from a path. Clarity invites energy to return. Map out 3 weeks of gentle structure and place it on the fridge. Mornings that begin with breath, middays that include sunlight, evenings that end with review. Structure becomes a soft engine. Teach her the practice of naming feelings like colors on a palette. Once a color is named, it can be mixed or softened or set aside. Language turns storms into weather reports. If she must face someone who rattles her, choreograph that moment. Choose the space, the time, and the exit before the meeting begins. Control over context reduces fear's leverage. Your own body needs peaceful fuel to carry this season. Eat food that behaves, drink water that remembers rivers, rest like a promise kept. Caregivers glow when tended. Keep a drawer where useful papers sleep in order. Birthdays, IDs, numbers, and notes belong there for easy reach. Preparedness turns urgency into logistics. If rumors move like smoke, let patience be the fan that clears the room. Truth has weight and does not need to chase. Time is often the best witness. Practice the sentence, "We are handling this," until it fits your teeth perfectly. Say it to family who ask, to friends who pry, and to the mirror when morning is new. That sentence draws a boundary without building a wall. Your daughter's breath will deepen as trust returns. You will notice her laugh arriving before she does. You will notice silence becoming rest instead of alarm. Introduce her to small acts of mastery each day. Fix a hinge, measure a recipe, memorize a short poem of her own making. Mastery rewires doubt with proof. If grief visits, set a chair for it without serving it the whole meal. Let it speak, let it pass, let it teach its quiet lesson. Then thank it for leaving. Schedule regular touch points with him so the line stays open and clean. Keep them brief, factual, and kind. Consistent rhythm turns cooperation into culture. When anger rises, guide it into movement that does no harm. A brisk walk, a careful cleaning, a page of strong handwriting can help it travel out. Kinesthetic exits keep peace indoors. Rehearse with her a statement that claims her space without apology. 3 lines that declare her boundary, her preference, and her next step. Rehearsal turns shaky moments into performances of health. Document victories with dates so memory has allies. August 13th, first full night of sleep. August 16th, asked for help and received it. August 20th, set a boundary and kept it. Evidence of grace accumulates. When you speak to extended family, share only what serves her, not what satisfies curiosity. Make confidentiality a love language. The circle of trust must remain a circle, not a net. Let the house choose a few phrases. Archangel Michael says your calm coordination is already changing the tide. What once felt like a scattered storm is becoming organized rain, and organized rain nourishes. The ground under her is learning to hold steady. If faith is part of your life, let it be the air, not the megaphone. Quiet practices of gratitude, service, and reflection build invisible scaffolding. She will lean on it whether she names it or not. Give her a project that ends in light. A lamp to assemble, a candle to pour, a paper lantern to craft. Ending in light teaches the hands what the heart is learning. Set aside a little savings for surprises that help rather than harm. A ride when she needs distance, a book when she needs perspective, a class when she needs direction. Resources placed with intention become gentle engines. Plan a day in the near future to touch water. River, lake, or sea, let her watch how current moves around stones. The lesson will arrive without a speech. If apologies from others do not come, release the tether anyway. Freedom is not permission for them, it is permission for you. Untying knots returns rope to its purpose. Introduce her to the old art of letter writing, even if the letter is never sent. Paper absorbs heat and gives back clarity. A sealed envelope can be a ceremony of release. Keep a small basket by the door for things that return the day to kindness. Keys, a favorite snack, a clean handkerchief, a note that says, "Home is proud of you." Departures shaped by love create arrivals shaped by relief. When you finally speak to him again, notice how the room feels. Cooperation makes the air warmer, resistance makes it thin. Your breath will tell you which path you are on. Mark a calendar with 3 kinds of symbols: hearts for care, anchors for plans, stars for progress. Let her add them so ownership grows. Visual progress nourishes momentum. Teach her how to pause before accepting invitations. A pause is a gate that protects the garden. Only what serves her growth should walk through. If sleep remains shy, let the house dim earlier and screens rest sooner. Warm drinks, cool rooms, and steady routines invite dreams to return. Sleep makes all other medicine work better. Your hand on her shoulder will communicate more than a speech. The human body understands steady contact as safety. Stand beside her like weather that can be trusted. Archangel Michael says you are already the answer to a prayer she did not know how to ask. By listening, planning, and speaking with him, you have turned chaos into choreography. Keep moving in time with this new music. Prepare one phrase for the end of each day, a closing bell that the nervous system learns to trust. We are safe and we are moving forward. Repeat it softly until the night learns your voice. Return to the simple triad that carries households through storms. Presence over panic, clarity over chaos, partnership over isolation. These three pillars will hold the roof through every season. As the weeks unfold, you will notice the landscape changing. Fewer alarms, clearer mornings, stronger boundaries, kinder laughter. The season after a storm always smells like clean air. Place this continuation beside the first message and read them as one. They are two hands forming a shelter over the same small flame. Together, they teach the night how to make room for dawn. Archangel Michael says the next stretch of road will reward patience that moves like water. Consistent care wears channels into stone until flow becomes the habit. Your steadiness will become her weather. The conversation with him deserves a table that holds everyone's weight. Lay out the facts like tools, each placed where the hand can reach them. Let the plan rise from the evidence like a blueprint appears under steady light. A boundary written is stronger than a boundary remembered. Place agreements on a single page and share a copy so no one holds secret rules. Transparency disarms chaos because the rules are no longer rumors. If distance is needed, let distance be dignified and not theatrical. Quiet space gives the heart room to correct its rhythm. The purpose is health, not punishment. Organize contact channels so emergencies have a fast lane and daily noise travels a slower road. One number for urgent matters, one inbox for updates, one time of day for check-ins. Rhythm becomes safety when everyone plays the same beat. Your daughter's confidence will return in small permissions granted by herself. Permission to rest, permission to say no, permission to pivot without apology. Self-permission unlocks doors that outside praise never finds. Place a small plant where she studies so growth has a companion. Watering teaches consistency without lectures or alarms. The plant will become a quiet mirror for her patience. When rumors attempt to reignite, step aside and let verified truth speak first. Facts move slower than gossip, but they travel farther and last longer. Your calm becomes the stamp that authenticates them. Schedule a gentle check-in at the same time each evening so worries cannot hide in the calendar's blank spaces. Predictability drains drama of its power. The nervous system learns to exhale on cue. If she is navigating grief, give it language and a container. A journal, a small box for mementos, a walk at dusk serve as vessels where sorrow can sit. Containers keep feelings from spilling into every room. Teach the house the art of quiet repair. When voices rise, lower the lights and slow the pace of movement. Environments can whisper peace when people forget their lines. Map out allies in every sphere she inhabits. One within family, one at school or work, one in the neighborhood, one in her inner life. Allies make a net that holds without strangling. Archangel Michael says there is power in the ordinary done with holy attention. A sandwich prepared with care, a ride given without complaint, a blanket folded at the foot of the bed become sacraments of safety. Small rituals teach the body it is valued. If paperwork becomes a maze, tackle one form per day with a cup of tea and a timer. Reduce the labyrinth to corridors you can walk. Each completed page is a door swung open. Create a phrase that closes conversations that wander toward harm. This home chooses peace, carried on calm breath, ends many unhelpful paths. Repetition turns the phrase into a key. Nights are lighter when tomorrow is named. Set out clothes, pack a bag, choose the first task of the morning. Named tomorrows do not roar in the dark. Ensure her online spaces match her offline safety. Private accounts where needed, muted words where useful, blocked contacts where necessary. Curated inputs protect emerging thoughts. If memories of rough moments try to define her, introduce them to new evidence. One honest boundary practiced, one apology given without collapse, one goal met under pressure. New evidence edits old narratives with dignified ink. Teach the difference between secrecy and privacy. Secrecy hides because fear commands, privacy closes the door because dignity requests. The second builds trust while the first erodes it. Let the kitchen be a laboratory of calm competence. Recipes measured, heat managed, cleanup completed restore a sense of agency. Nourishment cooked with intention steadies the day that follows. Hold regular councils where voices are heard one at a time. Each person speaks, each person reflects, and decisions are captured in writing. Councils replace chaos with culture. If the past tries to recruit your attention through guilt, answer with present-tense stewardship. Stewardship handles what is here without auditioning for what was. Each hour well held is a letter sent to the future. Introduce a practice of short walks after difficult conversations. Movement performs gentle alchemy on stubborn feelings. Steps turn static into flow. When money enters the scene, let it serve safety and not spectacle. Resources aimed like clean water toward needed ground heal quiet deserts. A budget aligned with values invites relief. Create a shelf for success where tokens of progress can rest. Certificates, notes, photos, and simple objects that represent courage belong there. Visible proof strengthens invisible resolve. If outside voices demand updates that compromise her privacy, offer them windows not doors. Share general well-being without handing over specific rooms. Curiosity is not a credential. Designate one room or corner as the calm harbor. Soft light, clear surfaces, a place to sit and breathe will teach the nervous system where home truly is. Harbors reduce storms to scenery. Archangel Michael says clarity spoken with compassion becomes a shield that does not bruise the hand that holds it. Your words can be armor and invitation at the same time. Speak them as if they belong to both of you. The conversation with him will benefit from the sequence of observe, interpret, request. Start with what happened, name its meaning for her, state what is needed now. Sequence disciplines emotion without silencing heart. Celebrate corrections more than condemn mistakes. A child who learns to course-correct becomes an adult who navigates oceans. Applause given at the turn teaches wisdom to love change. Plan recovery time into the schedule as deliberately as obligations. A nervous system without recovery becomes a wire pulled too tight. Rest restores conductivity to hope. Choose a symbol that represents this season's purpose and place it where you both can see it. A small anchor for steadiness, a feather for lightness, a key for access, a compass for direction. Symbols help memory remember its promise. If the legal landscape enters, stay factual, documented, and timely. Emotion can ride in the passenger seat while clarity drives. Systems respect coherent travelers. Teach her to end messages without apologizing for existing. Thank you for understanding, closes a door with grace. Worth does not ask permission to occupy space. Let mornings begin with light and sound that rise gently. Curtains open, soft music, the smell of something warm tell the body the world is safe. Gentleness at dawn inoculates against the day's sharp edges. Invite her to help shape the house rules that affect her daily rhythm. Participation makes obedience a form of ownership rather than compliance. People protect what they build. If fear tries to project catastrophe onto blank walls, hang pictures of truth there. Names of trusted people, steps that worked, quotes that align with dignity belong on those walls. Visual anchors guide wandering thoughts back home. Place a small bell or chime near the door and ring it softly at transitions. Sound forms a bridge between moments, helping the mind cross without stumbling. Rituals train time to be kind. Feed the relationship with him with clarity and boundaries rather than old assumptions. Each new interaction is a fresh contract shaped by today's terms. History may explain, but it does not negotiate. Set a cadence for reviewing the plan, weekly at first, then bi-weekly, then monthly as stability grows. Reviews celebrate what holds and adjust what slips. Plans grow stronger under gentle scrutiny. Keep one folder titled Evidence of Grace. Place notes of thanks, signs of progress, and quiet miracles inside. On hard days the folder becomes a lighthouse you can open with your hands. Train the house in the art of de-escalation. Slower speech, lower volume, wider pauses, and softer posture disarm conflict. The body often leads the mind toward peace. If technology overwhelms, adopt a Sabbath for screens. One evening unplugged turns static into silence that heals. Space returns to the room when pixels rest. Teach her to name what she will tolerate and what she will not, in simple phrases that fit the mouth. Boundaries spoken without apology become landmarks others learn to navigate. Landmarks keep travelers honest. When new opportunities appear, evaluate them by alignment, not adrenaline. Alignment asks if the offer feeds growth without taxing dignity. Choices made from alignment remain stable under weather. If she carries a secret skill, give it sunlight and schedule. Practice at the same hour gives the gift a spine. Gifts with spines stand up for their owners. Your own grief and fear deserve outlets that do not spill onto her. Trusted peers, a journal, a counselor, or a quiet run carry loads she does not need to bear. Parents who process become parents who protect. Archangel Michael says the household that keeps choosing light teaches the night to recalibrate. Lamps placed with intention reveal paths that once looked like walls. Keep placing lamps where footsteps hesitate. If criticism arrives dressed as concern, weigh it against your values and discard the rest. Values act as sieves that strain out noise. Clean input protects clean output. Let the refrigerator hold a calendar of kindness. Chores listed, meals planned, rest scheduled, and fun anticipated turn survival into living. The refrigerator becomes a bulletin board for hope. Introduce her to the strength of finishing small things. A letter mailed, a drawer organized, a promise kept build a foundation for larger victories. Momentum loves completion. When you speak to neighbors or community members, let discretion lead. They will respect what is firm and kind. The circle of trust will stay round. Prepare for setbacks by having compassionate scripts ready. We learned something today, we will adjust and continue, we are still on the path, protect dignity when plans wobble. Language directs recovery like a hand on the shoulder. Anchor difficult days with a touchstone item she can hold. A smooth stone, a bracelet, a coin with meaning tells the hand what the heart is trying to hear. Tangible calm carries invisible strength. If apologies arrive late, let them land without rewriting history. Acceptance can coexist with boundaries. The door can open without removing the lock. Teach her to track energy as carefully as time. Notice what drains and what fills, then place them on the schedule accordingly. Energy stewardship turns ordinary weeks into sustainable journeys. Keep an inventory of joys that cost little and work often. Sunlight on the floor, a cup of fruit, 10 pages of a story, a nap near a window. Joy on demand interrupts spirals. Assign names to strategies so they are easy to call. Anchor breath, window walk, notebook reset, call the circle, move from idea to action faster when named. Named tools get used. When she returns home, meet her with eyes that tell the truth. The truth says she belongs, she is safe, and her voice matters. Eyes that speak truth become doorways to rest. Archangel Michael says this season is not a valley that swallows but a workshop that shapes. The tools are patience, clarity, partnership, and ritual. The result is a steadier life that knows how to carry itself. As cooperation grows with him, memorialize shared wins in brief notes. Handled the schedule, aligned on boundaries, resolved a concern, become bricks in a wall that weather respects. Structures built from winds do not fall easily. Protect sleep like a priceless inheritance. Choose winding down music, cooling linen, and a steady bedtime that keeps its word. Nights that heal produce days that hold. Make a practice of closing loops before nightfall. Reply where needed, file what is complete, set next steps where momentum can find them. Closed loops invite quiet dreams. If a change in environment becomes necessary, frame it as evolution. Rooms shift, routes reroute, and routines adapt because growth chose new space. Evolution honors what was while choosing what will be. Anchor the week with a shared plan posted where everyone can see it. A map of days draws anxiety out of hiding and replaces it with sequence. Maps help hearts that wander. Hold the line gently when others push for information that belongs to her. Privacy becomes a legacy you give your child. Legacies built from respect age well. When celebration returns in bigger ways, let it be shaped by gratitude, not performance. The point is to bless the path, not impress the crowd. Gratitude plants roots where applause only travels. Teach her to keep a done list beside the to-do list. Completion acknowledged multiplies willingness. The mind prefers journeys that recognize arrival. If the weather outside mirrors old storms inside, make hot drinks and pull chairs closer. The body associates warmth with safety and begins to agree with your message. You are writing permission slips for calm. Archangel Michael says you have turned a warning into a way. The way is walkable, repeatable, and teachable. Others will learn peace by watching how you place your feet. Let the final minutes of each day gently review 3 things held, 3 things learned, and 1 thing to try tomorrow. Reviews without verdicts create growth without shame. The house will sleep lighter when judgment is not on the pillow. As days collect under this new rhythm, the arc becomes visible. Conversations are clearer, boundaries are respected, and laughter re-enters the quiet rooms. The story keeps moving toward morning because you keep moving toward light. Archangel Michael says your steadiness is the quiet engine that carries the next mile. The house understands your footsteps and begins to echo your calm. Your daughter hears the rhythm and lets her own breath match it. Set mornings to begin with a soft checklist that never shames. 3 anchors can hold the day in place with grace. Wake, warm nourishment, and 1 intention written on a small card. Invite her to name an intention that fits in a single clean sentence. Short lines travel better through crowded hours. Long sentences crowd the mind and blur the path. Keep a gentle scoreboard of habits that build strength. Hydration, movement, focused minutes, and lights-out consistency become points that redeem tired days. Points turn practice into play without turning life into a contest. When edges feel sharp, lower the volume of the room. Soft light and fewer inputs teach nerves to unclench. The nervous system listens to the environment before it listens to words. Create a small drawer titled Today's Tools. Breathing prompts, a grounding object, a page of practiced phrases, and a list of trusted numbers belong there. Tools near the hand rescue courage near the heart. Align your conversations with him to the cadence of respect and clarity. The content may be hard but the method stays kind. Kind method turns firm decisions into cooperative agreements. Capture shared agreements on 1 sheet labeled Steady Steps. The sheet becomes a neutral witness that outlives moods. It travels to every room where alignment is needed. When plans wobble, announce a reset with a calm phrase. Back to steady becomes the bridge out of spirals. Bridges matter more than speeches when energy runs low. Let sunlight become part of the treatment plan. Open curtains early and let the room remember color. Bodies that see morning light remember to heal on schedule. Nourish with foods that keep promises. Gentle proteins, bright fruits, and calm grains support a brain that is learning trust. Fuel is policy made edible. Invite a weekly ritual that marks progress without spectacle. A short drive at dusk, a favorite bakery bun, or a handwritten line of gratitude can serve. Rituals make memory honest. If difficult memories arrive uninvited, give them assigned seating and short agendas. They may speak for a time, but they do not chair the meeting. You adjourn when dignity says the meeting is complete. Practice co-regulation in ordinary moments. Sit shoulder to shoulder and let breathing find the same slow tempo. Humans calm each other faster than lectures calm the mind. Turn apologies into architecture. Name the misstep, place a boundary, and install a routine that prevents the next fall. Architecture keeps storms outside the walls. Keep one shelf for next right things. Mail the letter, send the update, wash the cup, and set out clothes for morning. Small completions tell the body it is capable. Archangel Michael says bravery prefers choreography over improvisation. Teach the steps until the feet remember them without the mind. The dance of steady living becomes second nature. Anchor the afternoon with a brief outdoor pause. A short walk, a sky check, and a sip of water returns the day to balance. Movement edits the story without requiring a speech. If criticism arrives from outside, route it through values before it touches the heart. Values filter noise and preserve truth. Filters keep engines clean. Stack gentle rhythms around sleep like soft bricks. A warm drink, a quiet book, and a consistent bedtime build a wall that protects the night. Protected nights return repaired mornings. Use calendars as instruments of mercy. Add buffers between obligations so transitions are humane. Mercy scheduled in advance saves energy when moments turn tight. Designate a family phrase that closes loops. "This is handled" tells the mind to stand down. The phrase gains power every time it remains true. Invite creativity to sit at the table each week. Drawing, journaling, music, or small crafts give feelings a language without debate. Expression moves emotion from pressure to pattern. Speak to him again from the place of aligned facts. Summarize the week's wins, the week's challenges, and the next small asks. Succinct reports turn partners into allies. Let laughter return in careful increments. Gentle humor loosens knots without denying truth. The room learns that joy and seriousness can share the same chair. Keep teaching the distinction between privacy and isolation. Privacy protects dignity while isolation starves connection. The first opens chosen doors and the second locks them all. Prepare for inevitable surprises with a two-line plan. First, stabilize the body. Second, stabilize the calendar. Stabilized bodies and calendars can solve nearly anything. Archangel Michael says the season that tested you now begins to testify for you. Your household speaks in a new accent of steadiness. The sound of safety travels farther than fear ever did. Name and celebrate resilience as a learned craft. You practiced, improved, and repeated until skills replaced panic. Crafts grow stronger with use and you have used them well. When you sense fatigue settle in, shorten the day on purpose. Fewer tasks done well replace many tasks done poorly. Quality of peace matters more than quantity of motion. Offer your daughter regular opportunities to be the helper. Agency blooms when she contributes. Contribution reframes identity from burden to builder. Set a monthly review that reads like a weather report. Conditions, trends, and forecasts help everyone dress for the day. Prepared people waste less courage. Let the home display a handful of visible commitments. Safety, respect, and timely truth stay posted where eyes pause. Posted values become household law. Keep friendships that lift and release friendships that weigh. This pruning is gentle and final. Gardens thrive when the gardener tends with love. Coordinate with him on shared language for boundaries. Consistency between houses or roles reduces friction. Children breathe easier when adults speak the same dialect of care. Refresh the plan for digital spaces every few weeks. What served in July may not serve in August. Technology requires maintenance like any other landscape. Build a tiny library of reliable pages that calm the heart. Poems without questions, paragraphs with clean edges, and narratives that end in light belong there. Pages are portable shelters. Archangel Michael says your daughter is learning that stability is a skill. Skills can be taught, practiced, and kept. Nothing precious is left to luck. Give grief its anniversaries without giving it the month. Light a candle, share a memory, and take a walk. Rituals respect sorrow without surrendering to it. Invite mentors with proven gentleness into her orbit. Gentle expertise accelerates healing. It shortens pathways by removing unnecessary thorns. Adopt the habit of clarifying outcomes before tasks begin. Describe what done looks like. Clear endings reduce friction and multiply satisfaction. Use color coding for plans so the eye can rest. Green for health, blue for learning, gold for joy, and gray for recovery. Colors become shortcuts to harmony. Agree on a brief check-in text format with him when schedules separate. One line for status, one for needs, one for next steps. Brevity protects goodwill. Place a corkboard of courage in her room. Notes with evidence of progress will gather like small constellations. Constellations help travelers navigate dark skies. Keep essential bags prepped for smooth exits. Keys, ID, water, and a calm note ride inside the zipper. Preparedness lowers the heartbeat of departures. Archangel Michael says repetition writes resilience into muscle. Every calm routine you repeat becomes a stronger thread in the net beneath her. Nets are built before the fall, not during it. Invite silence as an honored guest each day. 5 minutes of nothing can repair an hour of noise. Silence is a tool when it is chosen. Maintain a gentle boundary around storytelling. Share the story only with those who will help carry it. Stories shared wisely keep power. When the house argues with old echoes, change the scene with motion. A tidied table, an open window, and a slow sweep turn sound into dust. Dust can be cleared and sound can be softened. Set quarterly goals that are modest and meaningful. A skill earned, a fear faced, a friendship nurtured, and a room refreshed are worthy. Modest goals accumulate into meaningful lives. Invite her to name what safety feels like in her body. Warm shoulders, steady breath, quiet jaw, and grounded feet are signs. Bodies speak truth without adjectives. Archangel Michael says you are crafting a legacy of steadiness. Years from now she will build rooms that sound like this house. The echo of your care will become her architecture. Return to the threefold path as often as needed. Listen without interruption, align with partners, and reinforce boundaries with ritual. Simplicity protects progress. Keep a closing practice at the end of each week. Note 3 graces, 2 lessons, and 1 next promise on a single card. Cards stack into a tower of testimony. If technology brings good news, let it pass through celebration. If it brings harm, let it pass through filters and logs. Systems tame currents and keep vessels upright. Teach her that leaving unhealthy spaces is not failure. Leaving is a skill that honors survival. Survival is a beginning that leads to thriving. When opportunities bloom again, let readiness choose the bouquet. Readiness offers stamina, clarity, and joy. Bouquets gathered by readiness last longer in the vase. Archangel Michael says the work you have done is already protecting tomorrow. The storm still exists in the world, but it no longer commands your sky. You have learned how to weather and how to walk. Keep this continuation beside the others like chapters in the same steady book. Open them when the room needs reminder and proof. The book you are writing ends in light because you keep choosing light.